Okay guys, so now that the deal is officially done between Fox and Disney, the next step is easier yet more complicated to explain, so let's get into that. So of course we know for the last 6 to 7 months, since December, Disney has been fighting a battle against Comcast and various other things we heard out there to try to really acquire Fox. Now we know that due to how the stock market was moving, due to insider reports and everything else that came out, you had to kind of just read between the lines that Fox wasn't going to sell to anybody else. And we of course know that a big piece of it was the Sky Network over in the UK, which has a huge infrastructure that Comcast is now after, which that's why they abandoned the whole Fox bid, because they couldn't get it due to how far ahead Disney already was talking about it. And when you kind of pieced everything together, you know, Disney already has Avatar Land and everything, so it was going to go to them regardless. Comcast just wanted to delay the inevitable, you can say. Now that everything's been complete between those two and they're in agreement, shareholders voted yes, their one company essentially, once one thing happens, which a lot of people seem to be overblowing, the antitrust regulations by the government has to approve it. And this is due to that stupid thing you hear everybody talk about, the monopoly. And that's, of course, people overblow that, saying, look, if this happens, Disney controls everything. They don't, but they are going to control 40% of Hollywood. That's major. See, like, Galactus is even mad at me. He's trying to, like, bust through the door. Anyway, think about it. 40% of Hollywood. That's big. On the other hand, they had to do it. Fox wasn't able to compete in today's landscape. They can't launch their own streaming service. There's not enough content. You sell to Disney, you see all this content that now they're going to take in. Of course, there's going to be a loss of jobs, but there would have been a loss of jobs anyway, whoever bought them. And if they didn't get bought out, everybody would have lost their jobs, besides like the Murdochs, because, you know, they're friends with Trump and he's going to vote yes on antitrust anyway. So it's all going to be good for this, the whole thing. But when it really comes down to it, the next step is really the government just got to approve it. And this is where the regulations come in. This is why Disney didn't want the Fox affiliates for sports or news or really any of it, because it's not valuable to them, considering ESPN, you know, that's theirs. Why do they need Fox Sports if they already have ESPN, which is more valuable? So they threw that out there just so they can get past the antitrust. And when you put it down to that, now that they've already gotten approved here, when you start thinking about the 18 to 24 months they said originally, this means that it's probably going to be on that optimistically 12 to 16 months. So by December this year, they're probably going to try to push really hard to be able to get this acquisition done. And the government, if they say no, then everybody at Fox loses their jobs and the franchises are useless. If they say yes, then Disney goes, oh good, we saved jobs and franchises. And that's the argument there. So you can see why it's just going to take a little bit of time, but everything is done. Now, can Disney start working on X-Men now? They can't, because of the worry and the possibility that there's that small chance that they'll say no. But they can't say no because then the jobs are gone. So it's happened, but the final stamp of approval hasn't happened. And that's going to come at a later date. So from now up until the end of summer next year. And since D23 is the end of summer next year, play your pieces together and form a puzzle that tells you the answer.